The 50-30-20 rule is destroying your financial future, and it's time someone told you the brutal truth. This budgeting system was created in 2005, when rent was $600 and gas was $2 a gallon. Today's reality? The average rent in major cities consumes 70% of your income before you even buy groceries. In San Francisco, median rent is $4,200. In New York, it's $3,800. Tell someone making $60,000 a year to spend 50% on needs when their rent alone is 80%. It's not budgeting advice. It's psychological torture disguised as financial wisdom. Every month you fail to hit those percentages, you blame yourself, your discipline, your worthiness. But here's what they don't tell you. 63% of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency. The system isn't broken. It was designed for an economy that no longer exists. Following outdated rules in today's economy is like using a flip phone to compete in the smartphone era. The math doesn't work. The psychology destroys you. And the opportunity cost is stealing your future. It's time to stop following rules written for a world where houses cost $40,000. What you need is a system built for today's brutal economic reality. And that's exactly what we're about to reveal. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's get brutally honest about what your paycheck actually looks like. You think you make $50,000 a year? Think again. After taxes, insurance, and retirement contributions, that $50,000 becomes $38,400. Divide that by 12 months. You're looking at $3,200 per month. Now, here's where the math gets terrifying. Your rent alone eats $1,500. That's already 47% of your take-home. Add car payment, insurance, utilities, phone, minimum debt payments. You're already at $2,400 in fixed expenses. That's 75% of your paycheck gone before you buy a single meal. The traditional 50-30-20 rule? It assumes your fixed costs are only 50%. When you're already at 75%, that 20% savings becomes mathematically impossible. You have $800 left for food, gas, everything else, and somehow 20% savings. This is why traditional budgeting advice fails in high-cost living areas. The percentages don't work when your fixed costs consume everything. But there's a different framework designed for exactly this reality. Forget the 50-30-20 rule. When you're drowning, you need a life raft, not a yacht blueprint. The survival budget is 70-20-10. This isn't ideal. This is survival. 70% goes to absolute necessities. But here's where most people mess up. Absolute necessities are not your current lifestyle. They're what keeps you alive and employed. Housing, basic utilities, minimum food, transportation to work. That's it. Your rent might be 40% of your income. Your food budget becomes $20 a week. 20% goes to debt payments and minimum emergency savings. Non-negotiable. Even if it's $5 a week in savings, you're building the habit. The final 10% is for everything else. Your sanity fund. This covers haircuts, coffee with friends, the movie that keeps you human. Without this 10%, you'll crack. With it, you'll survive until you thrive. This isn't forever. This is your bridge from paycheck prison to financial freedom. Building on this foundation will show you exactly where every single dollar should go. Building on that 70-20-10 framework, Every single dollar in your $3,200 paycheck needs a specific job. This is the penny priority system, and it starts the moment that paycheck hits your account. First priority, shelter. Your rent or mortgage gets paid before anything else exists. From your $3,200, $1,200 goes straight to housing. No negotiation. Second priority, power and water. You need lights on and water running. Third priority, transportation. Whether it's gas money or bus fare, you need to get to work. Fourth priority, food that keeps you alive, not food that makes you happy. Here's what can wait: streaming services, gym memberships, that credit card minimum. The $50 emergency buffer strategy changes everything. Before you pay anything else, $50 goes into a separate account immediately. This isn't your emergency fund. This is your emergency buffer. When your car breaks down or your phone dies, you don't destroy your entire budget. You use the buffer and rebuild it next paycheck. Every dollar has a job. Every priority has an order. No exceptions. Building on that penny priority system, here's your next move. $25 per week. That's your escape velocity. $100 per month doesn't sound like freedom, but micro moves compound into massive change. Your expense audit starts now. Open your bank app, look at every transaction from the last 7 days. That coffee subscription, $12.99. The streaming service you forgot about, $9.99. The convenience store runs, $3.47 here, $5.62 there. Death by 1,000 tiny cuts. But here's the magic. Those same tiny cuts become your healing wounds when reversed. Week 1, $25 saved. Week 2, $50 total. By month 3, you've built $300. That's not just money. That's psychological momentum. Proof that you control your financial destiny. Now for income acceleration. Side hustles that fit your actual life, not fantasy schedules. Food delivery during your lunch break. $25 in tips. Freelance writing before bed. $30. Sell items you haven't touched in 6 months. Facebook Marketplace becomes your best friend. The compound effect kicks in fast. 25 becomes 50. 50 becomes 100 per week. In 90 days, you've generated over $1,000 through micro moves alone. But what happens when even these strategies hit their limit? When 100% isn't enough? When 100% of your income still isn't enough, you're at financial war. Time for extreme measures. First battle, housing costs. You don't need to move to slash your biggest expense in half. Get a roommate immediately. Split that $2,000 rent into $1,000 overnight. Negotiate your lease. Property managers would rather reduce rent than find new tenants in this market. Sublet unused rooms on weekends. Your spare bedroom becomes a $300 monthly income stream. Income acceleration phase. Your current job is just your foundation, not your ceiling. Sell your skills immediately. Freelance writing, tutoring, delivery driving. Every skill is currency. Weekend side hustles can generate $500 to $800 monthly within 30 days. Sell everything non-essential. That exercise by collecting dust is rent money sitting idle. Strategic debt consolidation. Not all debt solutions are created equal. Transfer high-interest credit cards to 0% balance transfer offers. Buy yourself breathing room. Personal loans at 12% beat credit cards at 25%. Mathematics saves money. Call creditors directly. Payment plans prevent collections and protect your credit score long-term. These breaking point strategies aren't permanent solutions. They're emergency bridges to financial stability. 90 days. That's all it takes to break the chains of paycheck-to-paycheck living forever. Month 1 is your stabilization phase. No heroics. Just cold, calculated system implementation. Week 1 through 4. Implement the 70-20-10 framework religiously. Track every single dollar. Deploy the penny priority system. Give every dollar a job before it hits your account. By week 4, your spending will feel automatic. Your brain will rewire itself for survival mode success. Month 2. Income optimization becomes your obsession. Every revenue stream gets examined under a microscope. Week 5 through 8. Attack expenses like your life depends on it. Because it does. Cancel subscriptions ruthlessly. Negotiate bills aggressively. Find income sources desperately. By month 2's end, you'll have squeezed an extra $100 to $300 from thin air. Month 3. Building your first real emergency fund becomes your sacred mission. Week 9 through 12. Every saved dollar goes straight into your financial fortress. $500 minimum, $1,000 if you pushed hard. Your first taste of real financial freedom. Day 91. You'll wake up different. The paycheck prison will feel like a distant nightmare. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more.